Gaming, a media outlet that has been rapidly growing in America and around the world since the 70s. Whether it is PC, console, or handheld, gaming will continue to flourish with the constant advancement of technology. The one area that's dynamics has changed throughout time is the difference between gender roles within games and the gaming community. The portrayal of women in video games has followed somewhat of a cookie-cutter outline, though as the gaming population has changed, so has its characters. One of the key reasons for the stereotypical woman portrayal has to do with marketing and development. In 1980, Pac-Man was first introduced. It is monumental in gaming history because it began to introduce the female audience to video games. Being a maze-based game, it was simple, challenging, and fun for everyone, yet in 1981, it seemed to be necessary to genderize a simple game, and out came Miss Pac-Man. Little did people know marketing would start an onslaught of genderized video games. Since the beginning, females in games have followed simple stereotypes, the damsel in distress, such as Zelda and Peach, the sidekick or ally, such as Ada Wong, or Cortana from Halo, and the love interest, or sexual objects such as Lara Croft from Tomb Raider. She was introduced in 1996 and has been criticized as having an unrealistic and sexualized body. Though on the other side, there has also been a steady growth of strong female protagonists. Jade from Beyond Good and Evil was known for her confident character, which didn't focus on any sexualization. Another monumental character was Samus Aran from the game series Metroid. From first glance, you'll see a first-person shooter with a suited protagonist on a mission. But in 1986, Samus was first revealed as a woman at the end of the first Metroid game, when her helmet was taken off to reveal this. Though in other cases, armor doesn't always fully clothe female characters. In many games, you can choose the gender of your character, yet sometimes women's armor designs are more or less chainmail bikinis, yet had all the same defense characteristics as their male counterparts, which is just another way of showing sexualization of females in video games. Though other games, such as the Mass Effect franchise, reacted to studies that suggested more than half of the gamers were in fact female, therefore introducing Female Shepherd. Even though you could play as a woman, there were very little changes to the script and armor in this game. More and more nowadays, you can see realistic and relatable female characters in games, and you can even get the choice to play them. Marketing-wise, male-only protagonists do sell better, but even so, recent games have more active and self-reliant female protagonists. And even more so, some games do not focus on the gender of the main protagonists. So what if it is a female versus a male? Sometimes it is nice to see women kicking just as much ass as a man. Here you see Lara Croft from the beginning of Tomb Raider to the newest installment of the Tomb Raider franchise released in 2013. There is a difference, isn't there? Even though women compile around 47% of the gaming population in America, they are still considered a minority. The gaming medium has to address the problem of both gendered advertising and social stereotyping. You can go online and search girl gamer and you will find endless amounts of offensive memes and females posing with consoles and controllers, even provocatively and sexually. It is as if females cannot just be considered gamers. They have to include girl as a label. Since female gamers are labeled as a minority and somewhat desirable, according to this article published on the website Kotaku in China, some female gamers are almost run like an escort service, but instead of sexual pleasure, you get to play games with girls. The term girl gamer is somewhat counterproductive and considered offensive by some critics. There is a difference between a girl gamer and a woman that enjoys playing video games. There are expectations and reality. myth versus reality. And reality is not always welcoming. Since there are social stereotypes for female gamers and women in general, a lot of harassment does end up happening in the gaming community. Although at times it can be funny, it only adds to the fire of women stereotyping. The website, Not in the Kitchen Anymore, follows one woman's documentation of all the harassment she's experienced while gaming. It seems like if you are a girl gamer or a gamer girl, if you let it be known that you are in fact a girl, you will either be harassed or hit on. So why disclose that information? Is it really necessary to hide the fact that you are a girl and enjoy playing video games? Either way, after decades of disparity among the gaming community, the gap between male and female gamers is closing. Playing video games is not solely a male hobby anymore. Due to the ever-growing internet, online gaming is as popular as ever. The online gaming market is worth more than $15 billion. Even though females are still the minority, not by much, 42% of online gamers are females, and the percentage continues to grow. One of the most popular game types happen to be MMORPGs. An example of this would be the game World of Warcraft. Women are particularly interested in MMORPGs like World of Warcraft and Second Life, but it is shown that the majority of women prefer role-playing games more so than first-person shooters. One of the reasons for the popularity of online games is for some the sense of community. Gaming is a hobby that sometimes helps cope with the stresses of life, and through online gaming, people can gain fun, but also friendships, and some may even feel more comfortable socially online than offline. We so often focus on the negatives of gaming and not the positives. While the male audience tends to prefer fast-paced, explosive action and combat games, the female audience tends to prefer interpersonal relationships, character development, and plot dynamics, though there are a good amount who also enjoy first-person shooters. A 2010 study showed that the percentage of female online gamers has risen 42% since 2004. But that's not all. The female online gaming community has grown too. There are websites dedicated to women gamers and describe themselves as safe havens away from harassment for female gamers to communicate with each other. Female gaming is on the rise, but the industry is still male-dominated. But groups like WomenGamers.com, that started in 1999, want to increase female gamer demographics. The website was around for 11 years but has now closed to focus on other goals. But within 11 years, WomenGamers.com was able to give $50,000 worth of scholarships to girls considering getting into game development. Overall, females in games and the gaming community have changed and will hopefully continue to change so that the future holds a gender-neutral market and that women are and will be treated no differently than their male counterparts.